welcome to the SVG TV news for today, Tuesday, December 20th. I'm Khalil Kato with the details. A $10 million EC investment by the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and in collaboration with the Barbados-based Maria Holder Memorial Trust, has paved the way for the introduction of magnetic resonance imaging, or MRI, services here in SVG at the Modern Medical and Diagnostic Complex, MMDC, in Georgetown, starting in early 2023. On Sunday, Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, along with Minister responsible for the Public Service, Frederick Stevenson, Minister of Health, Sinclair Jimmy Prince, and other government officials, journeyed to the MMDC to witness the arrival of the 30-foot-long MRI module to house the MRI machine. Minister Prince welcomed the timely gift, which he said will further expand the already wide range of services at the various tertiary and primary healthcare facilities across St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
The diagnostic services here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is a very good period for health. Prime Minister has said that. We will continue to do our best to expand the infrastructure and the other services. And this is the second major leg with respect to establishing MRI here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The first leg was the establishment of the platform. Of course, we did some negotiations before with Maria Holder and so on, and I'm thanking the persons who have done the work with them. This is the second leg. The third leg will be to bring the MRI machine right here and hoist it into this module, and then we start off. People don't have to go to Grenada, St. Lucia, Barbados again.
Jimmy, they've told me that the machine is 5 tons.
That is, so it really is a big deal, you know, in terms of weight and the size and all of that. And I'm happy that Rudy was able to get this up here. You know, I thought it was difficult to do. They made it very easy, and they will do as much as they can to get it on the platform and then to hoist the 5-ton machine into that. So we're very happy at this time in the Ministry of Health that we have been able to do all of these things. They complement the other areas that we are dealing with at the Milton Cato Memorial Hospital, all the machines that we have procured and so on. And Vincentians are getting a lot more attention now than ever in the history of this country. I'm happy about that.
Prime Minister Gonsalves lauded the health minister and the officials in that ministry for the preparatory work done to secure the MRI equipment, including the technical and necessary maintenance operations for the management of the MRI service.
This is really a partnership between the government and people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and the Maria Holder Trust, the foundation. This project is going to cost about $10 million EC dollars. The Maria Holder Trust is facilitating us with equipment, and we are doing installations. We are doing the physical works. If you look, there's already a platform built with 10 points. Luciano is the civil engineer is addressing that. And this would be rested upon those 10 points. When this is rested in, Luciano would, you can see already, if you go out there, you'll see an area for a changing room and a waiting area. And they're going to take out a few glass windows there and put a passageway to come from the Modern Medical into the area where you're having the platform and where you're having the waiting area and the room where you change. Now, that work would easily be done once this is installed. It should take the month of January to do that work after this is installed.
PM Gonsalves says while the MMDC in Georgetown was selected as the first site for MRI services in SVG, there would also be another MRI unit at the Acute Referral Hospital when the facility is constructed in Arnisvale.
It is the first time that we are having an MRI machine in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It is a vital diagnostic tool. People had to go to other countries to get MRI facilities. In St. Vincent and the Grenadines, we have X-ray facilities and associated facilities at Bocament. We have Jimmy ensured that there is in MESPO at Levi Latham, there's here, and of course at Milton Cato Memorial Hospital. We have a range of diagnostic facilities here. This one would be the only MRI for the time being in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It wasn't put at the hospital in Kingston because it didn't have the space. In any case, it's a natural fit here with all the diagnostic facilities. There would be an MRI at the acute referral hospital, which is a project of about $220 million. The design's already done. I understand next week the civil engineers are going to do some boring of the holes to double check something. Meanwhile, all the other technical work is going on for that. And we should be starting that project sometime after the middle of next year, 2023. And that would finish sometime in early 2026, well, sometime in 2026. So there'd be an MRI facility there also.
Dr. Gonzalez further emphasized the significant investments that are being made by the government to consistently improve and expand the quality and range of healthcare services in SVG. He said Budget 2023 has an allocation of $42 million for the Ministry of Health, of which significant sums would be directed to further advance training and development of even more Vincentians to pursue traditional and emerging fields of expertise in the field of healthcare delivery.
We have, for hospital services, that is in Milton Cato, the Georgetown Smart Hospital, the Modern Medical, and Chateaubriand. Those 4 hospital services is $42 million plus recurrent expenditure, you know. It's a lot of money we are spending on health. We have, I think we have a staff up here about 70-something persons.
170.
But professional persons, yes. About 70-something, but 170 overall. All right, well, I shouldn't say only 70-odd professionals. I'm talking about doctors and nurses and so on, but the associated personnel, also professionals. And it's phenomenal. They've done fantastic work, and I'm so proud of them and so happy. And I had to be here with them because this is a seminal moment in the delivery of healthcare. Vincentians should be very pleased about what is happening here.
There are 36 active COVID-19 cases in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. This is according to the latest update provided by the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment. The report says 10 new PCR cases and 11 antigens were recorded over the reporting period. 2 unvaccinated persons are currently hospitalized with COVID-19. 9,521 cases of the virus have been recorded in SVG to date, with 9,367 recoveries and 118 deaths. 72,992 COVID-19 vaccines have been administered to date. Farmers across the country have been told that if they are to succeed at what they are doing, they have to put aside their differences and come together as one. The encouragement comes from Minister of Agriculture Suboto Caesar at a recently held consultation with farmers in the Mariquar Valley.
Going to church on Saturday, you have to respect him. A man going to church on Sunday, you respect him. A Rasta man, you respect him. When a man is Labour, you respect him. A man is NDP, you respect him. Male and females, we have to treat people equally. Because, remember, there are some things from the last relationship that we have put in the back of our heads. There was an organization, an association called BGA. Remember BGA? BGA used to keep everybody together. And what I want coming out of this meeting is for us to come to an agreement that we must put aside those things, as the Bible says, that so easily beset us and divide us. So if you hear that urea come and you have a pickup and you have your 2 sacks, you also remember your neighbor who not have a pickup and put on his 3 sacks. I tell him when you're going, so he go come to, so you could use the Jeep together. Caring is sharing. And sometimes I find that there's too much a fight between farmers and extension, farmers causing extension, now come back from my land, now this, now that. We have put aside those things. We're small. We need the help. We have work together.
Minister Caesar also told the meeting that given what is happening in the country with food prices, Cabinet took the decision to have pop-up farmers markets in different places throughout the country to the benefit of farmers and consumers.
But what is happening, because the prices for the food coming in the country is so expensive, the vendors cannot take the load alone. We have to have in Maracua a farmers market where 1 day per week we're going to put the system in place so that the farmers could bring the produce. We announce it to the whole country. And we're not going to have ladders and Maracua the same day. Because if you do that, it go split it up. We go start out in Maracua, we have a day, we go choose the place. If we're going to get the tents them and go in the yard in Lakwa, the farmers bring the produce, it is advertised. Yes. Well advertised. And you have to have music there because people just follow music. And have some holy goly music too. No, buju ban tang 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 tang. You have to mix the music too. You have to have some Jim Reeves too. But we have to advertise it, and we want what you grow, you bring it, and we sell. People could meet the people who growing the stuff. And if you can't make it that day, you go send your children so that they could sell. The cabinet asked for us to put the places together, and when I was talking about January, they said no. People want food for Christmas.
The Environmental Health Division remains vigilant and committed to ensuring food safety during the Christmas season. This is according to District Environment Health Officer in the Public Health Department, Ralph Williams, who on NBC Radio this morning says they are urging the general public to continuously practice 5 key food safety measures for a safer and healthier Christmas.
We have used safe water and raw materials. Cook foods thoroughly. Wash hands regularly. Separate raw foods from cooked foods. Keep hot food hot and cold food cold. And these are just simple guidelines. Once you follow those guidelines, you're good to go.
It's not rocket science, not rocket science. Yes.
It's just simple things. Simple things that you could pay attention to, and your food, it will be safe. It will be safe.
In terms of slaughtering of animals, Williams says best practice requires the animals to be checked by a public health officer, and the environment where the slaughtering will be carried out is properly sanitized.
Around this time, you ensure that you have all the necessary things, like to manage the waste, the hoist, to
make sure it's off the ground.
But because there's no killing and draining on the ground, the animal can't drain on the ground, so it had to be hoisted and no killing on the trees. So you will have to look at the area before you have to do these things before. The animal go to the slaughtermen and the butchers that the animal must be rested for about 36 hours.
And when you say rested, just
rested, you mean that they're not in the field?
Shouldn't take them off the truck and start the
right,
process right away.
Right. You shouldn't just bring them and you slaughter them. And if you steal one,
and that's another story.
You kind of interfere with the meat and the product and so forth. So that has happened because if somebody stole, and we usually have the theft of animals around the time. So if you do that, he will try to get it off. And so the animal will be anxiety and different thing. You don't want that. You want the animal to rest it and like fast, no food and so forth.
So this impacts the quality of the meat, you say?
Yeah, it will have an impact if it have antibiotics and so forth.
Williams reiterated that food safety is a shared responsibility with everyone having a part to play.
Inform the general public about the crime of human trafficking, the dangers of human trafficking, and what to look out for in respect of human trafficking. We know that now is the season where you have persons coming into the country and persons exiting the countries on vacation purposes, and these are the times when persons can become victims of human trafficking.
Vincentians are being warned to be aware of foreigners as they associate themselves with this, let's take that again. Vincentians are being warned to beware of foreigners they associate themselves with this festive season as they are reminded of the dangers of human trafficking. The warning comes from Corporal Garrett Dopwell of the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Unit of the RSVG Police Force during the recently held crime prevention exhibition. Corporal Dopwell noted that human traffickers use opportunities like this to exploit others, especially females.
Public about the crime of human trafficking, the dangers of human trafficking, and what to look out for in respect of human trafficking. We know that now is the season where you have persons coming into the country and persons exiting the countries on vacation purposes, and these are the times when persons can become victims of human trafficking. While human trafficking is a heinous crime against one's individual, you are treated as property, your human rights are taken away from you, and basically you're exploited in hideous forms. As I said, we're just here to sensitize the general public about the dangers of human trafficking. And as you can see here, we have several brochures and bookmarkers, along with several illustrations and facts depicting human trafficking to the general public. Knowledge is power, and once you have the knowledge, you know what you're looking out for, then you can protect yourself and your loved ones.
While there has not been any known case of human trafficking in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Corporal Dopwell said the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Unit continues to do all it can to protect Vincentians.
No, please. From that last time, no. We haven't had any cases, and we're still doing our due diligence in doing our investigations and surveillance to stamp out human trafficking. But as it stands at the present moment, we are doing good in terms of cases. But as we're saying, if you know something, say something.
Second place for the best lit private home in the 2021 National Lighting Up Competition, Olivia Da Silva, turned on her lights last evening under the theme, The Joy of Christmas. In her lighting presentation, Da Silva says she is displaying different biblical characters.
You know, I always try to focus on the Bible because it's all about Christmas, right? Okay, so the theme is up top. When you go up there, you'll be able to see it. And it's not only one person. What I thought about is, okay, biblical characters. Who are these characters? When Jesus came, we know of John the Baptist, right? So John the Baptist was his forerunner. So one of the characters you'll find would be John the Baptist. Peter was one of the first fishermen that was called. So you'd have Peter. You also have Herod, who was the king, and you have a Magdalene, a female, the only female, because she was able to follow Jesus after he would have cast out 7 demons from her. And the final one is Zacchaeus, because that's the only person in the Bible I read about who climbed the tree to see Jesus. So what I'm saying is that all these characters are really the first set of characters that I read about. Huh?
Da Silva was dethroned last year by Jimmy Samuel of Rillen Hill. She says she wasn't surprised by the result as her presentation was incomplete.
Last year, well, I am thankful that I obtained the 2nd place, but the honest truth is, I knew for sure that I could not have retained my title because I was waiting on lights. And although the business places got in lights, they did not sell. So I lacked some lights to complete my theme. Because if you're working on a theme, you have to, ensure that whatever you have is accomplished. So because I didn't get all of my lights, I settled for 2nd place. And the honest truth is, I am happy that, that's a means of encouragement. Because if you came first for 6 consecutive times, and you have competitors out there, and they can't get a 1st place, that is not encouraging. So I'm happy that, okay, my main competitor got the first place last time and I got second. And I'm thankful, very appreciative.
De Silva says it is very challenging to decorate her home annually for the Christmas season. However, she loves doing it.
I had to pay someone to climb the ladder to do the high parts, right? And those on the ground level, I would have done for myself. And so that is what happened. Help in putting up the high parts, but on the ground level, I would have done all of it for myself. In that sometimes when you're putting in the lights, you know, when you plug in, you might have a broken bulb and you touch that one. So it stings you, you know. That is the only kind of shock, you know, that I ever encountered. But I normally replace those bulbs, you know, whenever that happens.
Okay. You never discourage at any point?
No. I just have a passion, you know, for this. So although the COVID was there and all of that was there and I was a little reluctant, you know, once I got into it, I was ready for it because I love doing it. You know, it keeps me reading the Bible because I had to research, you know, I had to read up all these portions, these characters, to know about these characters and to know exactly where you find them in the Bible. So, I mean, it sort of encourages me because I keep in touch with Jesus. It's all about him.
For the third year, Christmas lights in different styles, shapes and fashions are being showcased at the Hull's residence in Villa. The Hull residence presentation is being displayed under the theme Christmas in Perspective, displaying different aspects of Christmas. Coordinator of the Hull's residence lighting display, Cecil Mackey, spoke to SVG TV News about the showcase.
Will be aspects of 9 mornings. You would have, for example, window shopping. These are things that traditionally you look forward to for 9 mornings. Then there's the dance hall. Persons would know that dance hall was a big thing in the earlier days of 9 mornings. We'd have dog walking, a donkey or horse riding. So that is displayed up in the garden. We'll have persons used to light up their bicycles and light up their cars. So they bring the children and the children would drive around town. So there's that aspect. At Christmas time also, there's always traffic jam in town. So there's an aspect that displays a tongue jam up. So that is displayed there. Now, curtains are a big thing Christmas, so you'd have curtain lights, and that is displayed in the garden as well. You also have an aspect of the garden that shows Santa's arrival.
Mackey noted that his team has done a great job in executing this year's presentation, and they're hoping to win in the category of the national category in the national lighting up competition.
In all, I think the different corners really carry off what the theme is. Christmas in Perspective, and allows us to showcase a number of different things that happen in St. Vincent and the Grenadines and in the region for Christmas time. So I think all in all we had a very hard working team. I think our judging night would be Wednesday. We are pretty much ready. I mean, as usual, the rains come, the winds blow, and we have to change out some pieces. So that has been taking place, but I think we are pretty much ready for Wednesday when the judges come by. And we invite all of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, bring the children, come in and take a look and take your picks. I think that this probably would be one of, if not our best display to date. We're getting better and better every year, and I think it is reflected in the displays this year. Hard-working team of about 20 of us, so we are quite satisfied with the end product.
Mackey is inviting the public to Villa, where they can come and enjoy the creativity of the lights.
Christmas time, you know, persons also go to the spa. So we have an aspect there that display spa water. So persons go up at the spa at Bel Air and get the spa water. So that is also shown here. There's also an area now we're at the lower garden, And in the lower garden, we have a Christmas tree corner. So a number of Christmas trees differently decorated, that's in the garden. And of course, you know, at that time of the year, you also have the reindeers and the pelicans. So they are also on display. You have the gifts under the Christmas tree as well. So that takes care of the first corner of the lower garden. And then you have, you know about Uncle Darren send the barrel. So there's a barrel section up in the upper half as well. That's another tradition of Christmas. And then of course, you know, a number of sporting activities take place of Christmas. So there's roller skating, there's table tennis, there's road tennis, there's football, there's netball. So all of that is displayed in the sports section in the garden. There's also a number of flowers in the garden. So